Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Earlier today, Moses Kuria, taking to his Facebook account, had this to say. Moses Kuria, Vox Populi Vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. So help me God. Under your wings I feel safe. And then there you can see the photo of Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria, Kiambu Governor, 2022. Kaba Mwena Wangai. That's Moses Kuria's post earlier today. And from that post, it's very clear Moses Kuria is declaring his intention to contest for Kiambu Gubernatorial seat this year, 2022. What does that mean politically? Considering that some few months ago, the same Moses Kuria declared that he was not going to contest for any elective seat this year. What does that mean politically? That's our analysis and discussion right now. In case you've just bumped here, for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Looking at that post, and then looking at the political reality on the mountain, and specifically in Kiambu County, I'm seeing a totally confused politician in the name of Moses Kuria. And that confusion is because Moses Kuria cannot find his bearing in Mount Kenya politics. He can't find his bearing in Kiambu politics. The ground is slippery for Moses Kuria. The ground is hostile. And that hostility is what is causing all this confusion. Because some few months ago, Moses Kuria declared he was not going to defend his seat simply because he knew he was going to lose that seat, assuming he decided to defend it. And most definitely, he was going to lose that seat to a candidate supported by the president. That's the reason Moses Kuria opted out of that race. And we are seeing a consistent pattern, or rather a trend emerging with some leaders across the country. Leaders who already know they won't be able to successfully defend their seats, they are opting for higher seats, or rather for other different seats. And a good example of such kind of politicians, we have Aisha Jumwa in Malindi, or rather in Kilifi County. Aisha Jumwa knows for a fact that she won't be able to successfully defend a Malindi parliamentary seat. So we are seeing Aisha Jumwa opting for a bigger seat. A bigger seat. She's contesting for Kilifi gubernatorial seat. While the same Aisha Jumwa knows for a fact that even if she decides to defend her Malindi parliamentary seat, she won't be able to successfully defend that seat. So in the case of Aisha Jumwa is just avoiding a looming embarrassment in Malindi constituency. And now she's avoiding that embarrassment by going for a higher seat. So that even if she loses that higher seat, then she won't suffer the kind of an embarrassment maybe she was going to suffer in the event she lost her parliamentary seat. So in the case of Moses Kuria, I'm just seeing a confused politician. Today he's saying he's not going to seek any elective seat. Tomorrow he's saying he's going for the presidency. And now today he's saying he's going to gubernatorial seat. Maybe when after some days or some weeks, he might now change his mind again. He says he's defending his seat. This is just an indication of a confused politician. And that confusion is because the ground is slippery. Moses Kuria does not just find his bearing in Mount Kenya politics. And then secondly, that is an indication again that Moses Kuria is just seeking attention. He is an attention seeker. And I'm saying attention seeker because during Moses Kuria's homecoming event that largely I believe failed or rather flopped, Moses Kuria wanted to use that occasion to maybe project himself as the alternative political and ethnic kingpin of the mountain. But now that that event of his failed, Moses Kuria wanted to use this occasion today Because, there is a lot of high political activities happening today in Kenya. In fact, so many political activities were happening today. So Moses Kuria cleverly wanted to use the kind of political activities that were also happening today also to grab some attention, some limelight, so that Kenyans can also talk about him and about his gubernatorial bid. So that also exposes Moses Kuria as a politician who is just desperate to seek attention. He is an attention seeker. That can best explains why he also is announcing his bid on a day full of political activities. And then another point that can explain that, I strongly believe that Moses Kuria's initial missions all failed. And now maybe seeing a loophole, or rather is seeing some kamwanya in Kiambu, because so far there is no strong or rather strong candidate who is emerging as a clear favorite in Kiambu that can easily win that gubernatorial seat. Look at William Kabogo, look at James Nyoro, the current governor, and then look at former governor Waititu Babayao. Out of all these candidates, and also Wajangol, there is no clear favorite that you can see that this one will win this seat. There is no such candidate. So I also tend to believe that because of that, Moses Kuria might have seen that loophole. And now maybe just wants to try his luck. He might have seen that loophole. But from where I sit, even though Moses Kuria, in terms of visibility, he has more visibility than all these candidates. But whether that visibility can actually translate into votes that will make Kiambu residents elect him as their governor, I strongly believe that might not be a tall order. It might be a tall order. Because Moses Kuria, just announcing his candidature that casually, is an indication that maybe he's just still testing the ground. He's testing waters. He's still not very sure whether he should go for that seat. So he just wants to get the feedback from Kenyans, or rather from residents of Kiambu, after which maybe we'll just make his mind or decision. But I'm also seeing that his initial missions might have failed. And his initial missions, Moses Kuria wanted to position himself as a national leader. He wanted to be invited onto the negotiation table, or rather onto the negotiating table by either William Ruto's side or Raila Amolo Odinga's side. But all these sides have largely given Moses Kuria a wide berth. No side is keen on inviting Moses Kuria to the negotiation table. So Moses Kuria is also left there in the middle confused, and not only confused, he's left desperate. So out of this desperation, because his initial mission actually failed, he's now just holding on to any available straw. And in this case, he's seeing Kiambu gubernatorial seat. He's seeing that there is some kind of a space there, some kind of kamwanya there. So he's just trying his luck, maybe if he can win that seat. But from where I sit, I don't think Moses Kuria can be taken seriously, because we never know, even tomorrow, he can say completely a different thing from what he's saying today. Because we are also seeing that in Kiambu, some aspirants have already started their campaigns. Moses Kuria has not been campaigning. So in terms of even timing, I believe it's a little bit late, because already some aspirants have laid their groundwork properly well. But Moses Kuria, this seems to be just an afterthought. So as Moses Kuria is also not serious with this bid for Kiambu, even Kiambu residents might now just take him as a joker. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me remind you that in case you've just bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans watching us outside Kenya for the very first time, yes, if you are watching us for the very first time and you are watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And if possible, subscribe, give this video a like. our subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful. God bless you. God bless you.